Hello, my name is Mike Quebec, former Bay Area amateur martial arts competitor, and this is the continuation of the adapted boxing fitness regime for addressing the symptoms and conditions of Parkinson's disease. For this one, we're going to be covering adapted defense from boxing, as well as from some other martial arts. Yes, boxing is a martial art, by the way. Okay. Some of the other things that we covered, we had previously covered our boxing stance, our footwork, and our jabs, and our crosses. The thing is that it's highly unlikely, unless you go to bars and like getting into fights, that you're going to be using this in your everyday life, right? However, well, you could use it for self-defense. This isn't a self-defense video, however, okay? But the defense drills that we do in boxing, believe it or not, the shielding especially, those actually can be used in a practical form for Parkinson's. For instance, for some of us who are dealing with Parkinson's, balance is an issue, and then you might take a fall. Well, if you take a fall on your side and you know how to shield up properly, that'll save your head from injury, or at least potentially save your head from injury. It's still going to hurt, especially the impact, but it's better to shield up and take it on your arm and get some bruises rather than take it on the head, right? So for this video, you will need one bit of equipment. That equipment is a chair. I'm going to ask you to get a chair for balance, okay? And with that in mind, let's go ahead and get started. The first bit of defense is actually going to be with bobbing and weaving and slipping. That's actually how most boxers defend from punches, particularly when the punches are coming fast. There's a slip, there's a bob, and a weave. You're getting underneath your opponent's weapons. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm using my legs, okay? Jack Dempsey, in his book on boxing, he uses his legs and a little bit of a bend on the waist. He kind of does this kind of thing. It's been a while since I've read the book. I have it in my collection. Okay, but regardless, you are getting underneath the level of your attacker, and you are using a lot of legs. So that's why I need you to have a chair. We're going to warm up first, loosening up our legs, and then we're going to practice squatting. And remember, when it comes to squatting, you go at the level that's comfortable for you. I might go real low. I like Mike Tyson, how he gets real low. But for some of us, that might not be an option. As long as you're getting a little bit of a bend, that's good enough. Let's go ahead and loosen up our legs here. And I'm going to roughly count 30 seconds. 30 seconds, okay? So you're just going to hold onto the chair and loosen up this leg just like that, whatever height level works for you, for 30 seconds. Just go ahead. 30 seconds, loosen up the leg. Just a stretch kick. Just get that leg loose. Just like that. Oh, by the way, you're breathing while you're doing this. We're not holding our breath. We're breathing nice and easy. Loosen up that leg. And when we reach 30 seconds, we're going to go ahead and switch sides. Just like this. All right, 30 seconds on the other leg. Whatever pace works for you, whatever height works for you. Make it work for you comfortably. Okay? Here we go. 30 seconds. Hold on to the chair. And keep on breathing. If you keep it low, that's good. That's perfectly fine. You don't need to kick high if you don't want to, or if you can't, that's perfectly fine. Low is fine. High is fine. Whatever works for you. Slow is better. Fast is okay, but don't pull any muscles. And when we hit 30 seconds, we're going to switch it. And good. I'm going to put the chair in front of me. This is also 30 seconds. Actually, even though I'm going to have the chair in front of me, I'm going to have my back to you so you can see what I'm doing, because the chair kind of obstructs the view. See, from here, I'm crossing in front and going to the side. Cross in front, go to the side. See? If I'm sideways to you, I cross in front and go to the side. Let's go ahead and do this side stretch kick. We're loosening up our legs for 30 seconds. Your pace, your height. Go for it. 30 seconds. loosening up the leg, just like that. Get that leg loose. Okay. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Lift up the leg, swing it in front of you, swing it out. Your pace, your height, you're calling it. Sounds like a tagline here. I mean, we should advertise our classes that way. Nice and easy. And let's go ahead and switch sides. Remember, do not do this without something to hold on to. A chair, holding onto a wall is fine too, okay? Don't do this without holding onto something. Okay, ready? Let's swing in front. 30 seconds. Go for it. Your pace, your height. Nice and easy. Legs loose. Very important to, even though we're not kicking, well, I'm kicking right now with a stretch kick, but in boxing we don't kick, right? We still use a lot of legs, so our legs should be loose. You don't have to do full-on splits if you're not kicking, but you do have to have loose legs. There's 30 seconds. I'm going to hold onto the chair. I'm going to have one foot in front. Back leg is bent. Flex my toes up. Hold onto the chair. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Reach forward with the chest and then down. Let's stretch that hamstring. And let's hold that for 15 seconds. Okay, timer's on. 15 seconds. And just hold it and breathe. Nice and easy. After 15 seconds, we're going to go ahead and switch sides. Holding it right there. And let's switch sides. You do not, let me repeat, you do not need to turn around. I'm going to turn around so you can see what my back leg is doing. See, back foot is, well, back. But bend that knee. Flex the front toes. Hold onto the chair. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Reach forward and then down. 15 seconds. Hold it there. Go for that. And keep on breathing. Keep our legs nice and loose. And after about 15 seconds, we hold it there. Ooh. Hands on the hips. Let's loosen up. Trunk rotation. Let's go for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We go the other way. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and for those of you who remember your stances, who've been practicing, very important to practice. If not, switch back to the other video on your stance. But I'm going to take a boxing stance in front of the chair. But instead of having my hands up here, I'll have my front hand right at the chair. I still want the habit of keeping the hands up. So I have my rear hand right up here. Back heel's out the floor. I'm going to practice just bending my knees and then back up. Bending the knees and back up. Okay, let's get 12 of these. Get a little bit of a motion, and here's 1. And back up. Here's 2. And back up. Here's 3. Whatever height works for you, okay? If you get really low, there's 4. Get underneath the chair. Can't go that low today? That's 5. Make it work for you. Here's 6. Get a movement. 7. Get a movement. 8. Get a movement. 9. Get a movement. 10. 3. 2 more. 11. Last one. Here's 12. Okay. So we're practicing just bending our knees. Okay. From a boxing stance. Let's switch. I'm going to switch to a southpaw. And again, if you don't feel like switching, you don't have to. I'm just switching right now. Just do another set with me from the stance that works for you. Hold on to the chair for balance. Take your boxing stance. Since we are holding the chair, obviously I've got one hand down, so get used to at least keeping the other hand up. Let's get a bit of a movement, and I'm going to bend but I'm not going to bend very low. I'm going to bend just slightly. There we go. Let's get 12. Ready? And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and 11, and 12. Let's shake loose. We have to put that into context. So, if I'm doing a slip, I'm bending the knees off at an angle with my upper body. Bending the knees, but I'm angling my upper body. This is the slipping. Okay? Getting a bit of a movement, slip, movement, slip, movement, slip, movement, slip. Slowly. Now, I'm going to put the chair in front of me. If you want to mirror image me, for those of you who have your left side forward, I'm going to take my southpaw stance. So for those of you who are left side forward, just mirror image me, okay? Here it is. Boxing stance right here. Let's bend our knees and let's angle one side. Good. Get a bit of a movement. Angle the other side. Get a little bit of a movement. Angle one side. Get a little bit of a movement. Angle the other side. I believe that's 4 or 6. Oh, let's do 8 more. Ready? There's 8 more. And 7 more. And 6 more. And 5 more. And 4 more. And 3. And 2. And 1. Your legs will burn, even if you're just bending down slightly. If you haven't done squats in a while, your legs are going to burn. So, before I switch stances for our lefties in our viewership, and before those of you who are not switching stances, but you're going to do another set with me, let's stretch real quick. Flex those toes up. Hips back. Back leg is bent. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Hold that. We're going to count 15 seconds. Timer is on. And go. Hold it there. 15 seconds. Breathe nice and easy. Nice and easy. 15 seconds. Keep on breathing. Flex those toes up. And when it's 15, we will switch sides. And let's go ahead and switch sides. This time I'm not going to go ahead and turn my chair around. I'm just going to do it right from here. Flex those toes up. This leg is straight. Back knee is bent. Bring the chest over. 15 seconds. Go. Hold it there. Hold it there. Keep on breathing. Rest your head on the chair for those of you who don't get a lot of sleep like I don't. Hold it there. 15 seconds. Try to get a full 8 hours if you can sleep that much. I'm a workaholic, so I don't. Keep on going. Good. I'm going to go orthodox stance, which if you're mirror imaging me, that means this is for you fellow lefties there. For those of you who are not left-handed, just do another set, okay, from your stance. I'm in my boxing stance, but I do have to drop one hand because I'm holding onto the chair for balance. Take this right here. Okay. Go one side, then the other. I'm going to be honest, it doesn't matter which side you're going because right now nobody's throwing any punches at you. Okay? So use your legs, bend, and angle one side. And here's the second. Ready, here's 3. We're going to go to 12. 4. Ready, and 5. Ready, and 6. Ready, and 7. And 8. And 9. And 10. And 11. And 12. And shake loose. Those legs will burn. Let's stretch again. Take stretching seriously every time we do this. Let's hold that 15 seconds. Ready, timer, set. Hold it for 15. Stretch that leg. That leg is tightening up. So let's hold it there. Bring that chest right over. And you can just rest. 15 seconds. Flex those toes. Hold it there. Hold it there. And switch legs. Right here, 15 seconds. Hold it. Hold it. 15. Flex those toes. Hold it there. 15 seconds. Oh, don't forget to breathe. Breathing is, well, it's kind of important. Keep on breathing. And there we are. Bobbing and weaving. Bobbing and weaving is another aspect of leg-based defense. So it is a squat. If a hook is coming at me, I'm going to drop straight down, and then there's a letter U that I'm going to trace up. If a cross isn't coming so fast, it's better to just not be there, but I want to be in range of hitting my opponent, I'm going to weave the other way, okay? So this is the weave. See, there's a letter U that I'm tracing when I'm using my legs, just like that. So this is how we'll drill that. I'm going to hold on with both hands on the chair, okay? Because remember, we're dealing with balance sometimes, right? So I want you to be safe. One foot's back, and I'm going to squat, and I'm going to roll one side when I come up, squat, roll the other side. I'm going to go ahead and face you right now and do it this way. For those of us who are right-handed, which means your left side is forward, I'm going to stand southpaw. So that way you can mirror image. So we're going to weave that way first, in that direction. That's my left side. So your right side. Ready? Here we go. Let's drop straight down and roll up to the right. Drop straight down and roll to your left. That's 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and 11, and 12. Before we do a second set where I switch stances, I'm going to ask you to sit on the chair. The legs will burn. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to stretch your thighs. I'm going to ask you to bring one foot back, point the toes down, stand tall, and stretch this leg. We're going to hold that for 15 seconds. The timer is on, and hold it there, but keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Keep on breathing. Just hold the position. You can drive the foot into the ground more. You get more of a stretch right here. 15 seconds. After 15, we're going to go ahead and switch sides. And keep on. There we go. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Take this foot back. Stand tall. Stretch that quadricep. I believe that's our quads. And hold it there. Stretch the front of our thighs. 15 seconds. Hold it there. Keep on breathing. Don't hold your breath. Keep breathing. Hold the position. Hold it there. And good. We're going to still do 15 seconds. Grab a shin. Sit tall. And hold it for 15 seconds. The timer is on. And keep on keeping on, I guess. Keep holding that shin. After 15 seconds, we switch. Right here. Sit tall, 15 seconds. Hold it there. After 15 seconds, we're going to get up off of the chair. After 15, hold it, hold it, hold it. And that's it. I am going to switch my stance. So the first time we did this, that was for you, those of you who are orthodox in your stance. It means your left side is forward, your power side, your right side is back. Now we're going to switch that. For those of you who have your right side forward, left side back, I'll be your mirror image. I'll be your mirror image. That's for me, it's my orthodox stance. But for you, right side forward. Okay. And we're going to weave for 12 of them. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and hold on right here. Ready? Let's drop and weave to your right. Drop, weave to your left. That's 2. Drop. That's 3. Bend the knees. That's 4. Bend the knees. That's 5. Bend the knees. That's 6. Bend the knees. That's 7. Bend the knees. That's 8. Bend the knees. That's 9. And 10. And 11. And 12. Shake loose. Pause the video if you want and stretch. And then I'll be back with you to show you how this works without the chair. So, without the chair, this is your slipping, you're slipping, you're weaving, you're weaving. Okay, let's do that again. There's a slip, there's a slip, there's a weave, there's a weave. I'm going to ask my supervisor, Rob, to come up right now to demonstrate how this actually works with if you had an opponent, just to put it in context. Okay, so if Rob threw a jab at me, that's your slip. You see, now within range here. If he threw a cross, that's a slip. See, right to the midsection. Threw a jab, that's a slip, and you could have thrown your own counter jab. Here's a cross, that's a slip, there's your own counter cross. Let's see, throw a left hook, that's the weave. And then from there I would come back with my own cross. If you throw a wider rear hand, that's also a weave. Okay? Better say this though, in case we have some fellow martial artists who come across this because maybe they have a relative who's dealing with Parkinson's. You say, well, you might eat a knee. Okay, yeah. Obviously, if I was kickboxing, I probably wouldn't use this weaving a lot. I could still do the slipping, but the weaving, here, throw a high one with that. Now throw that knee right at me. See, that's why I wouldn't be doing weaving generally. And I guess unless you're aware of it, I guess you could do this. Go ahead. And I guess you could, Filipino martial arts, to do a lot of this stuff. Okay, but generally for sparring, these are the contexts. For our purposes, of course, we're working our legs, we're working our coordination, and actually, it does work muscular endurance as well. I did promise some defense that could also work coordination, also work our flexibility, work our endurance, but also be practical. What I mean by practical is, if I took a fall, I'm going to go ahead and fall down right now. I'm going to fall to my side. Oh no! Well, I've just shielded up right here. Now, I didn't want to do this on my elbow. I wanted to shield it here. Now I protected my head. Okay? So, this is shielding. Shielding. They do this in boxing. Okay? They also do this in Muay Thai, too. A lot of this kind of thing here. Okay? Shielding. The basic premise is this. Take one hand, whatever side you want to work on. Okay? Grab the back of your head. Bring your elbow in. Tuck your chin in. Your other hand is guarding right here. This is your basic shielding. Same thing with the other side. Take one arm. Grab the back of your head. I'm going to turn my back to you. Ideally, I should get a good part of your head here. When I say grab the back of your head, I literally mean grab your head right here. Okay? Elbow is in. This is your shielding. You still do it from your stance, from your boxing stance. If I was sparring with somebody, I would be taking some impact. Okay? That's something they generally avoid. They recommend avoiding or weaving. But if you have to take impact, it's better to take it on your arm. There will be a jarring impact when I do this. So I bend my knees and I'm in my stance. Some folks, you might step away from it. Some might jam into it, okay? So you want to do it in your stance. But ideally, without any stance work right now, grabbing your head. Ideally, the other hand is up. Okay? Hand is up. Now, obviously, if we're dealing with Parkinson's, if we're dealing with the effects of Parkinson's disease. Sometimes grabbing here might not be an option. Sometimes just getting here might be challenging. That's fine. Then just practice this. Practice what you can. Practice what you can, okay? So, I'm going to do it in its idealized form. And I'm not going to do my stance work right now. I'm not going to be bracing for impact. Obviously, for martial artists who are watching this, yes, ideally I want to brace for impact and I want to be in my stance. But right now, this is for Parkinson's. We're going to work just the coordination. I'm going to stand in a natural, neutral stance, and I'm just going to work the side of one side, grabbing my head. Again, let me repeat it. If you cannot grab your head right now, and if all you can do is this, that's fine. Then do that, okay? Let's take one side, and let's practice shielding for 12. Ready? Here's 1. And here's 2. And here's 3. And here's 4. And here's 5. And here's 6. And here's 7. And here's 8. And here's 9. And here's 10. 2 more. Here's 11. Last one. Here's 12. Let me repeat that. If you did it in its idealized form with your boxing stance, you will have your knees bent. You can either fade back with it or jam your opponent with it. Okay, actually, so that way we understand the context. Before I switch sides, I'm going to ask my supervisor, Rob, to come up. Let's say we're at a bar, and Rob just lost his job, and his wife left him for his brother. And he's mad at everybody in the world, and he's drunk, okay? And I just happened to accidentally bump into him. He's like, mother, and he takes a wide haymaker, and there's no time. That is the concept right there. And it actually works if I jammed in. Now I've got something to work with. If he's way bigger, I might have to back away from here, right? Okay, and brace. But that is the concept. Rob's a nice guy, and he's with the keeper, so that would never happen. Okay, good. All right, so let's go ahead and switch to the other side. You don't have to switch stances. If you want to do this from whatever stance you're in, you can just do the other arm, okay? Well, let's do the other arm. Ready? And I'm going to do it in its idealized form with grabbing the head. There's 1, and here's 2, and here's 3, and here's 4, and here's 5, and here's 6, and here's 7, and here's 8. We got 4 more. 9, 3 more. 10, 2 more. 11, and 12. A good way to practice is switching back and forth. Try it in your boxing stance. Imagine some wide punches are coming at you that you don't have time to bob and weave underneath. Here's a shield, here's a shield. Then you're moving with it. Shield, shield. You could go slowly. Almost Tai Chi-like, right? Shield, shield. We're here. Shield, shield. We're there. Shield, shield. My back is to you. Watch this. Shield. Here's your cross. Here's a shield. Cross. Here's a shield. Cross. I didn't show you how to throw a hook yet. Ideally, you should finish with your front. So that way you have your guard side facing. But we're not worried about that right now. So let's just practice. Here's your shield and a cross. If I did it as a southpaw, here's a shield and a cross. Here's a few more. Shield, cross. I'll switch stances. Shield, cross. Okay, so there's the shielding. So the advantage of learning shielding from a Parkinson's point of view is obviously if I lose my balance and I fall to my side, hey, that shielding is actually practical. provided that you get that elbow in. You don't want to fall on your elbow, okay? That's a bad thing, so don't fall on your elbow. But that's actually a practical thing. The disadvantage with doing shielding is, for those of us who are tight from the effects of Parkinson's, sometimes this might not be an option. Sometimes that might not be an option. Let's do a vertical block. Boxers tend not to block as much as they do in Asian martial arts systems, but there are some boxers who do a rising vertical block. I've seen it. So I'm going to stand neutral right now. I'm not even going to take a boxing stance. This is how I'm going to ask you to do this. Just take one hand and wax on, wax off, right? Well, your palm faces the screen. See, my palm's facing you, your palm's facing me. Kind of up at an angle right here. If you do it closed fist, great. If you do it right here, that's great. This is your vertical rising block. See? Rising block. Again, rising block, rising block. Actually, I'm going to ask my supervisor, Rob, to come up. I don't use vertical blocks against a boxer who's throwing tight punches, but if your opponent or sparring partner throws a wide haymaker there, this is how it would work. I want to aim for the wrist and forearm. I don't want to aim for the bend of the arm, because if I do it at the bend of the arm, it'll still go through, okay? But if I aim it right up here, right at his wrist, here, he's there, just like that. Ideally, I will kind of crash in and want to keep my other hand up here. But that is the application. Obviously, if he's like way bigger, it might not work. If he's way bigger, got right in, right? See, do it again. See, if it's way it comes right through. So you do have to time it. I mean, if he's bigger, if I time it right here, I can have it. Yeah, then I would probably do judo at that point, throw. Okay, thank you. All right, so, but that is the context of the movement. Let's go ahead and practice that right now, assuming that our viewers are first timers, assuming, this is the assumption, that our viewers have no experience with any of this whatsoever. Let's just get the arms. Okay, so don't even worry about your boxing stance right now. Here we go. Let's just practice. One side here and the other. Let's go for 20 of these. Here's 3. Here's 4. Here's 5. There's 6. And 7. And 8. And 9. And 10. And 11. And 12. And 13. And 14. And 15, and 16. Rising vertical block. 17, 18, 19, 20. From an orthodox stance now. Retreating somewhat. Somewhat, not really retreating, but stepping back somewhat, okay? Here it is. Here's 1. Let's go to 12. And 2. And 3, yeah, we're breathing, and 4, we're breathing, and 5, and 6, and 7. You want to give it a twist. You notice I'm twisting. I'm not slapping out like this with my palm facing me. I'm twisting. I list on 6, I believe. Here, I'll make this one 7. Here, 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and 11, and 12. Let's do that. Let's still stay on this side before I switch it. I'll switch it soon. Let's stay on this side, though, and advance with it. Okay, like you're stuffing the shot here. Ready? Here's 1. See, I'm driving off of my back foot again, just like with the jab. Here's 2. Keep the other hand up. Here's 3. Ready? Here's 4. Remember, turn that wrist. Ready? And 5. Turn the wrist. And 6. And 7. Tighten my midsection. Concave. And 8. and 9, and 10. We got 2 more. And 11, and 12. Shake loose, because we are getting tight here, right? Let's try it now from the other stance. Here it is. I'm going to back away, almost as if I'm going with that energy coming at me, right? That wide haymaker. Ready, and 1, and 2, a little bit of a movement, and 3. We're going to go to 12, and 4, going to 12, and 5, vertical block, 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. We got 2 more. 11, last one, 12. Okay. Now, let's stuff that shot with 12, okay? 12 of them. Here he goes. Let's get a little bit of a movement. Ready, and 1, and 2. Looks like a karate chop. No. And 3, shuto. Shuto is what they call it in karate. There's 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and 11, and 12. Let's combine it with the punch, both as a counter and, believe it or not, as an attack. Okay, so first I'm going to ask my supervisor, Rob, to come up. As a counter, obviously, so in real life guys do this, right? They do this thing. Okay, so I'll ask you to do both, okay? So here's the counter. So 1, boom. See, you notice I didn't just stand there and try to throw a punch. I kind of had to go underneath, because in real life, guys do this. They do this, right? So he's doing a block, punch. I countered with a punch, and I got underneath the second one. As an attack, I did say an attack, though. So let's say I'm dealing with somebody who's a skilled fighter, and it's a sparring contest. You know, we're sparring. So in other words, we're buddies. After we beat up on each other, as guys do, we're going to go out for a beer afterwards, okay? He's got his hands up. I can see he's got his hands up. Oh, he's got his hands up. This is the rising vertical block as an attack. Oh, you okay? All right, so now he's got his hands up. I'll just do that. See that? So here it is. That's it as an attack. Here's how we combine with the punch. Oh, that's more like karate, though. In boxing, I'm not supposed to hold it there. So if I do it as a boxer, there, and then I have to let go. I do it for the rules, because you're not supposed to do this in boxing, right? So in karate, obviously we're here. I would do that. If I'm doing it as a boxer, I would have to do this and then that. I have to watch out for that hand, though, because he might throw at the same time. Thanks, Rob. Okay. So let's go back and then throw a cross. When you throw that cross, as we go back and throw a cross, if you can, bend your legs at the end. Imagine, visualize that the second punch is coming, okay? Let me say it again. So we're here. Imagine the second punch is coming. If you don't bend down, it's not a big deal, because nobody's throwing punches at you in real life. We're mostly working our coordination, our stamina, and with that cross, we're doing trunk rotation. All right, let's do 12 of them. Ready? Here we go. And there's 1. Ready? And there's 2. Ready? And there's 3. Ready? And there's 4. Ready? And there's 5. I'm going to go one more here slowly. And there's 6. Let's finish off the 12 by advancing. Ready? And there's 7. Ready? And there's 8. Ready? And there's 9. Ready? And there's 10. Here we go. And there's 11. And there's 12. Let's switch stances. 6 going back, 6 going forward, 12 total. Ready? There's 1. Good. Ready. There's 2. Ready. And there's 3. Ready. And 4. 2 more on this retreating one. 1 more on the retreat. Let's advance. Let's stuff the shot for the last 6. That's 1. And there's 2. And there's 3. Last 3 for this video. Last 2. And now, can you do that with shielding? Yeah, of course you can. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, the advantage of learning how to shield over the rising vertical block is you can actually use shielding as a practical thing in case you lose your balance and you'll fall to the side. We are going to be doing videos in case you fall to the front and you fall backwards. That's going to be for later in the series. However, the rising vertical block realistically might be more doable for those of us who are dealing with the stiffening, okay? Especially as some days you get more stiffer than others as a result of the condition. That's the advantage of learning the rising vertical block. So we've got slipping, we've got weaving, bobbing and weaving, we've got shielding, and we've got a rising vertical block. That's what we covered in this video for defense. There's other concepts for defense. Obviously, fading back, the fading back right here. They do this little Philly shell thing here. We didn't cover parrying, which we're going to be covering in a later video. Please, again, for your safety, this is new to you, use a chair for balance. Go slowly. Rewind or I don't know if they don't really call it rewinding anymore. Back up the video and replay it. You could slow the video now and when you stream this on your laptop, but go slowly. Use a chair, and take it as slow as you can until you've made it work for you. And we'll be covering more defense and more offense in our next video. Take care and stay safe and stay loose.